Hey there, it's friends, it's Oliver, and today I want to talk about an old tournament rule set by Leonardo Terrone. I will first tell you a little bit about Maestro Terrone, then I will explain the modus to you, and after that you can watch some sparring for visualization. I use some timestamps, so if you want to skip the historical part or just came here for the bouting, feel free to use them. You can also hit the tiny subscribe button for support. Leonardo Terrone was a fencer by heart. He spent his whole life fencing and teaching till he could not see or hold up a foil and sabre. He was born in 1872 as a farm boy, and the priest who gave lessons to the children of the rural area of Turin told his parents about Leonardo's exceptional qualities of mind, spirit and body. The priest would send him to a seminar which would finish in an ordination. This was a very great honor and nothing daily, so Leonardo left his home to study, but his mind was doubtful about what he should teach, and so he had doubt to be a good priest at the end. He quit, and because his family broke with him about that decision, he joined the Navy to look for a future in the military. With his knowledge and engagement, he grew up in rank. He built up setting up drills for common sailors from his own initiative, and this was recognized by an admiral who sent him to the Scuola Militare Magistrale di Scherma in Rome. There he should become a fencing master and should create a real system how to teach the sailors on the ships in groups fighting. And in his second year in school it became he had to judge a final of a fencing competition. But Count Giulio Flato laid down his mask and sword and demanded a gentleman to judge a gentleman and not a peasant. This led to a duel because Flato did not apologize. It was a public duel with protected forearms, so the hit has to be land on serious parts of the body. The duel lasted 15 minutes and 6 bouts, and after both fencers got some light hits near the elbow, Terrone wounded his opponent in the face, which ended the duel. Signore Flato, in his chivalric manner, expressed his unlimited esteem for Signore Terrone and extended his hand, which Terrone accepted. You may remember dueling was strictly forbidden, but now the fun fact. After Terrone had completed his time in jail, he was related by custom of the school to relate the details of the duel to the assembled student body as well as the faculty, which also includes the director Maestro Masaniello Parisi. This proceed should help to match the theory of the fencing cell and the realities of the dueling ground. I like this nice little anecdote of the life at the Scuola Magistrale and the code of honor among the students at that time. This is something we should have in mind when we are reading all the other old fencing books. The rule set would be a historical rule set. We can also find in other books by Luigi Barbasetti or Masaniello Parisi, and we will focus on the modus today, so you can actually use any rules you want to. The important part is that every fencer in the tournament fences against any fencer. Let's say there are 100 fencers. That means I have to fence 99 opponents. If it were pentathlon regulations, it would be 1 bout per opponent. But Terrone wants us to fight a minimum of 4 bouts or 5 if it's even after 4. Which means with 100 fencers, there will be a minimum of 396 and a maximum of 495 bouts. There might be complex rules for doubles in your or maybe historical rule sets to find out who gets the point. But even if doubles count 1 for each or 0, didn't matter, because at the end you will get 1 point for each opponent you defeat. So if you are really good, you can get 99 points out of the tournament. But the real interesting part is you will be forced to fight with your left. The first bout will be left versus left. The second bout will be right versus right. And then the third, left versus right. And the fourth, right versus left. If there is a fifth bout, both could choose the hand they want to use. And that's the real fun part. We did that on a regular basis, at least in bouting sessions like one last Terrone, okay? It makes the fencing better. It might not be that relevant if you would be running from one tournament to the other, but you know, I'm not getting younger and fencing with the left will be good for brain and body. What do you think of it? And even more interesting, would you give it a try, or would you even participate in a tournament using this modus? I had a small competition of the end of the year 2025 against 6 of my fences, and yeah, it's me versus all, so let's see if I can make it.